Hello guys, how are you doing? I hope you are doing very well. Today we're gonna talk about multiple forces. When we have an object, we have some forces act on this. It means there is not only one force, so it means we have multiple forces. Let's see what are the forces act on an object. Bismillah. So, all objects affected by multiple forces at once, but the strongest force makes a change. Guys, this sentence is very important. So sometimes you say, okay, if you have many forces on there here, why, for example, the object is moving for one side? Why the other forces are not working? So they are working, but the strongest one is gonna make the change. So which one is stronger? That one is going to decide about what gonna happen. So for example, we have four forces. One is gonna pull an object to right, one is for left, one for up, one for down. So the object will move according to what the strongest force want. The strongest, for example, if the right pulling to right is stronger, will be stronger than others, so the object will move to right. So we have forces for left, for up, for down, but because the strongest is to right, the object will move to right. If stronger is left, it's gonna to move to left. If it's for up, for up. So it means the object will follow the strongest force. So it means all objects are affected by multiple forces, but the strongest one must make the change. Okay. So the change. What do you mean when you say makes a change? What does it mean? I mean, makes a change might be changing shape, changing speed, changing position. So we have different changing. For example, two things are, for example, two people are going to push something. One is for back, one is for down. I mean, one is for back, one is for right, one is for left. Which one is stronger? By pushing, one is for if the person that has pushed for right is stronger, so the object will move to right. So in this time, and also changing speed, it might be changing speed. For example, applied force by the foot of the this child is more than the friction and then the air resistance that the gravity do, or more than all others. That's why the bicycle is gonna start to make move faster. Okay, it's gonna be changing speed in this situation, right? So let's see this part. What are the multiple forces act on this? Multiple forces, in here we have friction, because we have studied before, we said when we have two surfaces we have friction, like the tire and the ground. Two surfaces move on each other, right? So it means we have friction. In any other things, in another picture, if someone else told you, someone told you that what are the forces in this picture, what act on this picture, let's say a bicycle, a ball, or whatever it is. So you have to say, if you see that there is a moving, two surfaces are moving on each other, you have to say there is friction 100%, because we have two surfaces that move on each other. That's how you find multiple forces, guys. You have to go one by one. For example, first I'm gonna focus on two surfaces. So we have two surfaces, yes, tire and ground, they are moving on each other, so we have friction, number one. Let me find something else. Is that outside, if there is air, right? So the object moves through air. We said whatever moves through air, it has air resistance. So applied force. If there's something to push this or make this thing move, yes, the child's feet are, exerts what do you call, applied force on the pedals for moving the bicycle, right? So it means we have applied force. Something is exerts force. By what? What is this thing? The child's feet. And gravity, guys, for everything on the earth, you see, if you see something on the earth, the first one, directly say gravity. If someone say what are the forces here, say, okay, the first one is gravity, because everything on the earth has gravity. That's number one. Number two, two surfaces we have it, yes, tire and ground, so we have friction. Oh, we have air here. Yes, we have it, of course. How can we live if there is no air? So we have air resistance, because something is moving through air. If the bicycle stops, there is no air resistance. But because it's moving, and we have air. The bicycle is moving, so there is air resistance. Applied force, of course, the feet is gonna push continuously, so there's applied force. So the applied force is the strongest force. We said here, the strongest must make the change. So friction pulls down. Gravity pulls down. Friction pushed back. You see the tire moves for front, the friction is for back. Air resistance also for back. Applied force is for front. But the bicycle moves for front. Why not for back? Friction is for back. Why not for back? Air resistance is for back. Why not for down? Gravity pulls down. Why? Why it's gonna follow the applied force? Applied force wants to push it for front because applied force is the strongest. That's why it's gonna make the change. We can see only the effect on the applied force. We cannot see the other forces. In here, guys, this ball. What are the forces? First of all, we said we have gravity. How do you know? Because it's on the earth. Everything on the earth has gravity. Number one. Number two, do we have two surfaces move on each other? Yes, the ball and the ground. So we have friction. We said when two surfaces move on each other, we have friction. Air resistance. Is there any air there? Of course there's air. So we have air. Air resistance. Why? Because we have air there and something moving through air. If something moves through air, we have air resistance. And do we have applied force? Is there any exerting force? Yes. The hand of the child's hand is gonna push the ball, right? So this is applied force. By the hand, they are going to exert force. So in here too, the applied force is the strongest. That's why we see only the effect of the applied force. You see the ball is continue of moving. You say why the friction is for back, but the ball is for front. Air resistance is pushed back, the ball still for front. Gravity is for down, but the ball is still for front. Because the applied force pushed the ball for front. So because the applied force is the strongest, the ball is gonna follow whatever applied force wants, because it is the strongest. That's multiple forces. In here, guys, for something that is moving in air, something which left on the earth, it's not on the earth. We have two main forces. One is air resistance, one is gravity. Air resistance and gravity are two main forces act on anything which is lift from the earth and moving through air. Whatever move through air and lift from the earth, it's not moving on the earth. It has these forces. The two main are what? Air resistance and gravity. It means gravity and this one, air resistance for back. But we have two more, which one of them is lift, one is applied force. However, how the object move is for which side, for right, for left, for any other side, for up, for down. The object moves for this, there is applied force for this side because something is pushing for this side. And lift is always for up. Gravity is always for down, guys. You see? Because gravity is pulling to earth, so it's always for down. Lift is always for up. The only thing that you may confuse is air resistance and applied force. Guys, whenever the object moves for which side, this side is this moving is going to be applied force. The backward is going to be air resistance, because air resistance means resisting, preventing. How object moves, air will be for back. Air resistance is for back. So that's it. Applied force is always how object moves, for right, for left, for any other sides is going to be applied force. But something is pushed back. If it's for front, something pushed back. If for right, something pushed left. If it's for left, something pushed back, right. So this pushing back, this resisting, this preventing is going to be air resistance because it's moving in air. It's left from the earth, right? So that's why we have these forces. These two are easy. Gravity is for down, lift for up. But applied force, however, the object moves, any other objects, not only this, any other objects. So this side is going to be applied force, and for back, okay, resisting against the applied force. However, how applied force affects air resistance is opposite. So now applied force is for front, air resistance for back. Sorry. Okay, guys. There are some notes, guys, for multiple forces that you have to know. If you see anything on the earth, I mean in the sky or any other, because it's on the earth, we say this. So it means directly you say it has gravity, because everything has gravity. And air resistance acts on only moving objects in air. If something moves on the earth, if something moves, it means it has air resistance. And also water resistance, it acts only moving object in water. When something moves inside the water, 100% it has water resistance. That's how you, I mean, these notes are gonna help you to find the multiple forces. Someone tells you that what are the multiple forces act on in this picture. So if you see that the picture is on the earth, you say it has gravity. If you see that the picture is moving, you say it has air resistance. If you see that the picture is moving inside the water, you say it has water resistance. Sorry. So if you see that there is you have two surfaces that move on each other, say it has friction, because you have two surfaces. If you see that two surfaces contact with each other, okay, I mean one is has contact on with another one. Here we don't have normal force. You see, normal force is for contacting. They must contact. If it goes down on the earth, it's if it has contact with the earth, we have normal force. And always gravity is for down, normal force is for up. Normal force is like upthrust, but upthrust is for water, normal force is for on the land. Okay, always for up. Opposite of gravity. Gravity is for down, normal force is always for up. So normal force is for something on contact, lift for something in air, upthrust is for something on the water. These are the same but in different places. Lift, upthrust, normal force. They are the same, all opposite of gravity. Gravity is for down, they are for up. Lift, upthrust, normal force. Again, they are pushing for up, but in different places. In air, something lift from the earth, you say this is lift. If something on the water, you say this is upthrust. If something, on contact with something else, you say normal force. Upthrust exerted by water, push things up. When we have something inside on the water or inside the water, you say it has upthrust there. So guys, these are the forces, multiple forces, how you find multiple forces on something, and I hope you understand. Best wishes.